Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. And it's a weekly reading for the week of July 29th to August the 4th. Your cards this week, Saggy, energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have the Two of Pentacles. Focus energies this week, we have double fives, Five of Cups and Five of Swords. And we have the High Priestess coming in towards the end of the week. So as soon as I pulled your first card, which was the Two of Pentacles here, Sagittarius, I got the vision of a Rubik's Cube. Now, if you don't know what that is, do you know the toy where it's like it's a cube and you have to keep on shifting and twisting it to get the colored squares all on one face? So each face has a full face of colored squares the same. So it took me a few moments to understand that, but yeah, it's definitely, I've figured it out now. So we'll use that as a metaphor throughout this reading. So let's have a look in your recent past. We've got the Two of Pentacles here, and we have the Page of Swords. So with this and the overlay of the Rubik's Cube analogy here, I feel that, and I feel like this is somebody else's energy here with the Page of Swords. You've been involved with a person or a situation that is really changeable. So it was never aligning, and it's like they were never showing you, their completed face or their authentic face. You kept on just seeing fragments of it, and it was very changeable energy. So, you know, whether that's in a close personal relationship where, you know, somebody acts one way and then all of a sudden they change and you don't know where you stand, and it really puts you out of balance. It could be with a work colleague or a manager, you know, where they, at one moment they seem to be, you know, your ally, your supporter, and then the next minute they, you know, you're getting a really strange vibe from them, a strange energy. I feel like that, you know, you've been seeing the changing faces of a person or a situation. You haven't been able to figure it out. It's been very changeable. You know, they change literally like the wind. It can kind of come out of nowhere. You really think you figure them out and you know where you stand. All of a sudden they change. They show you another face, another fragment of their face, another color of their personality, like on the Rubik's Cube. And the result that that has on you is it makes you feel completely up and down, makes you feel out of balance, makes you feel like you're losing your footing with this person. You never have, you know, both feet on the ground and feel grounded around this person or situation. It's general reading, so it's hard to say exactly what the situation is. You'll know what it is for you if it resonates. And, you know, because of that, it can make you feel emotionally, unstable sometimes as well. You can see the choppy waters here. And it's hard to find your own sense of stability and reach your goals and that kind of thing when, emotional waters are choppy. It's like, you know, your boats can't stay on the surface. So that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that through somebody else's changing faces, through somebody else's changeability, you're feeling out of balance. And you really haven't been able to sort of come into alignment and balance out those pentacles. Interesting. So, you know, this week here, I feel like there is some kind of coming to a head in this situation, right? We've got double five energy, five being the number of conflict and change. So, you know, I do feel like potentially, because of how sort of tumultuous the situation has been, there has been potentially some conflict that's gone on, whether it's harsh words, whether it's passive-aggressive behaviour. Yeah, something that it hasn't been smooth sailing for you guys. It has been quite tumultuous. Now, Five of Swords can be a card of victory, but it asks you at what cost did you achieve that victory. So maybe, you know, with this person, even though they're the one that's changing face, you're the person that's sort of been able to get the upper hand when things, when the arguments or when the situation goes crazy. However, what you need to ask yourself by engaging in that energy and being the one that maybe comes out on top is, what is that personal cost to you? Well, if we look in the Five of Cups here, we see a shrouded figure who, you know, isn't looking very joyful and happy, and they're really focused on these spilt cups here. You know, they're seeing the harsh words, the pain, the pain of what happened in this situation. They're just focused on that, and they're actually missing the fact that there's other beautiful upright cups or opportunities behind them. So what I'm seeing here is by engaging in that negative energy, you know, you sort of, it's keeping you focused on that, and you're actually missing other positive opportunities that are trying to come in for you. If we want to look just behind this one, I drew a second card for the Five of Cups, and we've got to the Nine of Wands here. So the Nine of Wands is the card of being sort of a wounded warrior. So yeah, this has definitely been difficult on you, this situation. There is a sense of, you know, sadness or disappointment. However, with the Nine of Wands, it tells me that you do have a little bit left in the tank to see the situation through and bring it to some kind of resolution. It means you really want to finish what you started out in the situation. So I feel like you want to bring this to a head in some way. We just need to make sure that it's in a positive sense. So whether, you know, you're planning to maybe have a talk to this person, or, you know, and bring it to their light, like, hey, you know what, you always change on me. I never know where I stand with you. You know, is it something I've done? You know, it's really unclear. Or, you know, you could just decide, look, I'm actually just going to cut my losses and remove myself from the situation. If you feel like this person really is like this with everyone and it's one of their characteristics, you know, it's really hard to be around inauthentic people for long periods of time. However, look what we have coming in towards the end of the week here, Sagittarius. We have the High Priestess, and that was clarified with the Seven of Swords. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. I really feel like this personal situation, there's some sense of sly sneakiness about it. So maybe they're not being honest with you, and that's why they're so changeable. You know, they can't be open and authentic and honest with you because they're just not that way inclined. So I feel like there is something happening behind the scenes of this situation. There may even be a sense of sabotage, you know, involved. And I feel under that High Priestess energy, this is where you see that clearly this week, you know, coming in towards the end of the week, because the High Priestess is able to use her intuition to tap into a situation and really see it for what it is. The High Priestess is known to be a revealer of truths, a revealer of what has been hidden, what's been shrouded by the cloak, that what's been happening with that undercurrent. I think that could possibly come to light this week. So with our Rubik's Cube metaphor, I feel like this is where you give it that final twist and it clicks into place, and you've got all the colored squares aligning on the faces, and that is when you see that truth, and you have the opportunity to either take that truth and confront that person with it, or to, you know, keep that truth internally inside you and have the upper hand in a positive way, not a negative way, and choose to move on from that situation. It's a really interesting reading, Sagittarius, something coming to light for you, and being able to release yourself from a situation that has kept you unbalanced for a period of time. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope it resonated for some of you. It's quite specific, so keeping in mind it's a general reading. It may not resonate for many people or all of you, but just for some people. And I'll see you here for another reading next week.